Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to do a weed and seed in the buffalo grass patches. I was out here last night throwing the ball for the dogs, and I noticed that the giant foxtail was kind of taking the place over. So while I was throwing the ball, I started weeding. I'll show you the pile on the way back, but I got the majority of this area. I got the giant foxtail out of it, and let me show you a good specimen of it. Most of this stuff, this is yellow foxtail. The giant foxtail, well, it's all over in here, but I guess just not down here. The giant foxtail, like if you see an area that has a whole bunch of foxtail, if you pull one out, sometimes it'll be like a gigantic bush, like this right here. This is a giant foxtail. So, looks like a whole bunch of plants, but in reality, it's just one. So it goes fairly quick. What I do is yank those out, and then I have my little pouch that hooks onto my pants, and I drop some seed into the hole right away. What I'm going to do is get all of these grasses out of here, and then I'm going to come back and start pulling the other weeds. The grasses have to go right away because the seed heads are just ripening up, and I don't want this place filling up with foxtail seed again. I've had the hardest time with this particular patch right here. There's several reasons for that, which I'm not going to get into today. We'll get into that in a whole separate video. I'm going to do a video on what to avoid when you're planting buffalo grass. But for today, it's a major weed and seed. And I want to get rid of this stuff as well. This appears to be a grass. Yeah, that's a grass. But I have a sedge that's starting to take over as well. Once I get everything weeded out of here, I'm going to come through here and spray this. I'm going to spray all the stuff that I don't weed out, which is mostly going to be the brambles because of the thorns, and because that stuff comes back right away, I'm going to spray it with trichoplyr to get rid of it. Yeah, you could see this is probably a better glimpse of the giant foxtail. Now, this area right in here, that may only be like 10 plants. So I'm going to yank all that stuff out. It actually goes, like I said, fairly quick, but this is a big area. The other two are nowhere near like this, and they'll probably take a half hour to get both of those done. This will probably take, probably 2 hours, and I'm going to spray it on a different day. So what I'm going to do, I'll show a little bit of the weed and seed, and then we're just going to come back and show you the results at the end. We'll do a before and after. You could see this top part. I got to right about in here somewhere. So almost all the grass is out of there. I was working until it was almost completely dark last night, so I might have missed a few things. And as you could see, there's a whole lot here. Let's go get set up with the gator. We're going to pull the gator down here, and I'm going to bring a tub with me, and I'll set that down, clear an area, fill that up, and we'll fill the whole back of the gator up. And we're going to make a couple trips over to the burn pile and burn that right away. And then this buffalo grass, really fills in bare areas well. It has all of these runners with seeds on them, so as soon as there's a bare area, it starts to fill that in. And it's mid-August, so it probably has another month and a half before it goes dormant. So I'm hoping that the buffalo grass takes advantage of the lack of weeds and finally fills in completely. It's doing a pretty good job in places, but it's doing worse up top. And again, we'll explain why in a different video. Okay, let's head over to the gator and get our stuff ready, and I'll show you the seed and we'll get to this. Okay, here's my seeds for this year. I should have planted this much earlier, but we had such a wet spring, I just couldn't do it. And we had all this other stuff that was backing up. The blue grama, I'm going to be planting a bit in the dwarf orchard here, and then the rest I'm just going to broadcast. We're going to come back at this next year with more blue grama, and we're going to kill back some of the nurse grass right in this area and right over here. I'm going to show you that. Man, does it look beautiful back here. Just gorgeous. All native grasses and some forbs now. Forbs are broadleaf stuff, but this is the blue grama patch. I don't know if that grass down there is native. I don't mind it. It doesn't look bad, so if it's native, I'll probably leave it there. But right in this area, towards the fall, like that right there, that's all foxtail. Next year, I'd like to kill all that stuff and then just toss in the blue grama and probably buffalo grass seed as well. But that's for next year. And hopefully next year isn't as bad as far as the weather goes. So let's get this opened up and fill the pouch. Get the pouch hooked. And like I said, this is the muck bucket. I'll bring this in there, set it down, and then clear area around it, filling this up, and just keep going back and forth and fill the back of the gator. And when the gator is full, and it will get full, I'll run this over to the burn pit and we'll burn them nasty foxtail seeds. That should be enough. Like I said, any existing buffalo grass is going to spread into any bare areas really quick, so I don't want to overdo it, but I also want to introduce some new seed to the area, so that should do it. Again, this is all yellow foxtail, which is a bit smaller. Well, it's not all yellow foxtail. I believe that's yellow. All right. You can see the disturbed soil there. Just drop a few seeds down, and when I walk up through this area, I'll step that down. yeah, there's tons of little plants right in this area, so it's going to take a little bit, but we'll get it done. And again, you can see all of the runners on this stuff. That's a runner right there. That will land on any bare ground like this and start a new plant. So buffalo grass has the potential to fill an area really well, but it has a hard time competing with very large weeds like yellow foxtail, especially giant foxtail. So we'll have to give it a hand for a few years. Wouldn't have to give it this much of a hand, but I had a screw up and pretty much killed the area out there back, but this area was just fine. This just had a ton of foxtail seed in it. Okay, I'm not sure if it was 3 or 4 hours that I've been weeding, but I got this swath right here done, and I still have about equal to that, maybe a little bit more, because I have to do the top there. I have to go cut the grass now, so got to pause here. But I'm going to get back at this evening and see how far we can get today. Okay, got a lot of stuff here, but actually none of this is from where you saw me weeding in the earlier video. I stopped that video at about noon to cut the grass, and then it started raining at, I don't know, maybe 5 o'clock. I still had a couple hours to go on the grass, and then it rained for 3 days. When I came back to it, it took another day and a half on that grass over there, and another full day on the other prairie patches. I'll show you everything that I weeded, and then we'll go take a look at how they look now. Besides the stuff in the back of the gator, we have this, which is kind of settled down now. It's kind of drying out. And we have this. It goes all the way back to here. And it's probably about the size of a big round bale that was busted open. That is a lot of weeds. What a beautiful morning. Nice day for weeding, but I'm done. And any taller grasses you see in there are grasses that are staying. I believe that's purple love grass, and if it's not, we'll get that out of there. I seeded this entire area with blue grama. I did buffalo grass in a weed and seed in most of the other areas, and then I ran out of that and used the blue grama, I believe mostly right here in this patch. Oh, that is a weed grass right there, and I'll have to get rid of that as well. But this entire strip right here had tons of blackberries. It was really hard weeding this stuff out. But now, like this, was buried in real tall grasses and blackberries. Now this has a chance to grow, and it's likely going to spread out to these other areas. This is the purple lovegrass, which is going to be just fine in here. I'm going to put side Oats Grama and the blue grama like I did up there. Yeah, I missed this too. This, you could see the purple on it, but I don't believe this is purple lovegrass. It might be. We'll leave it for now. That could be witch's broom, but I do believe that is purple lovegrass. Yeah, I think so. You could see the buffalo grass seeds here. So again, purple lovegrass. This is big blue stem. Purple lovegrass again, same here. Big blue stem again, same there. And I believe there was some little blue stem in here. That's little blue stem right there, I think. Kind of hard to tell until they get a little bit bigger. You can see my seed right there. Make sure it gets stepped in this nice damp ground. So that's it. Now the buffalo grass has a chance to make a comeback. The weeds are just so bad, and buffalo grass does not do a good job of fending them off. It needs a lot of help. Hopefully for not too much longer. I'm guessing I'll probably have to do this again next year. All right, let's head over to the other two patches and we'll wrap this video up. This is the blue grama. Yeah, it looks really nice. That is weedy grass right there. We'll have to get rid of that. I have a bunch of blue grama seed. I'm going to be distributing that down into here. That's all foxtail right there. We're going to be getting rid of that. But I'm going to put some back in the back prairie as well. That is naturalizing really well. I do have to get in there and cut a few little trees out of there, but that's naturalizing really well. You could see there's no foxtail in there. You might be able to find one or two here and there, but it's not like this, a disturbed area. Okay. I don't know if you've seen all those birds. They were up on that wood right there. They love to hunt in this shorter grass right here. While I was weeding this, I spooked up a leopard frog. It's really bizarre that leopard frogs live on top of a ridge like this. There's no permanent water within miles of here, but they can live in this environment. I took a video of it. It's going to be a short. Maybe I'll link to that if I remember, but he jumped down. Oh yeah, he was right here on this rock. So this is what I call the shop prairie. Got every single weed out of here, and that's going to allow the buffalo grass to fill in all these empty spots. I did do a little bit of seeding here, but not much. and the back prairie. I thought this was going to be the easiest, but it was actually pretty darn hard, especially back in that area. Now, let me show you a real interesting grass right away. This is variegated little blue stem. I just planted it this year. I had a tiny little plant and I thought it died, but obviously it didn't. This will get, oh, that's little blue stem right there, but it's got like a shorter form. That's little blue stem back there. Oh, actually that might be Indian grass, but these are little blue stem here. Not very colorful. That's a colorful one. That's a colorful one. Yeah, this is the more upright form. I'm hoping that gets that form instead of the spread out form, but time will tell. It's going to be very interesting looking though. So, ton of weeding back in there, but it's all done. I can't wait until I naturalize this stuff. Just let it go natural. The buffalo grass needs a little more time to get well established, and I'll get some other short grasses in here like side Oats Grama and blue Grama, and then we'll let it naturalize. We're also going to be planting bottle brush grass and some other like wavy hair grass in the shady areas there and over there, and this is going to look fantastic. We're also going to be planting this entire field at some point, probably the year after next. So if you want to see that video or any of the other videos I make on this, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.